Okay, we're now live. So, Gabby, over to you then.
All right, everyone. So we are live. So first of all, happy Friday. Happy Friday. I am actually very excited to be here. I feel like I say that every time I'm back, but genuinely excited to spend Friday with you. So first of all, you know how it goes. Before we get started, if you are happy and just so happy to be back with our NLT community, to end off your week, I want to see TGIF, okay? In the comments. So let's go. I need to see TGIF because we are thanking God that it's Friday, all right? We made it to the end of the week, and you also made it to the last day. Can you believe it? The last day, right? Okay, so let's do some shout outs really quickly. I see the TGIF pouring in. So let's see who's chatted up a storm. Alrighty, Barbara, Bruce, Faith, Getson, Sharono, Ismail, Bruce, Faith, Joe4, yes, TGIF. And what's so excited about today is that this Friday is not any regular Friday. This Friday is electric, okay? Because we are talking about your electric dreams. And what does that mean? So at No Long Take, it's really about taking the knowledge that you've accrued over the past 2 weeks or so and making it come alive, right? To spark electric, get it? Spark innovation and continued success in your lives. So today we're going to be working with fifth work. As we said, there's not going to be much. This is more a creative session where we're teaching you to work with what you have. Now, why is this so important? In the context of technology and education, many of us here are from developing countries. We're from small island developing states, Caribbean, Africa, and also developing communities within the global north and other parts of the world. So that means that we have to be a little bit more innovative, right? That means we have to be a little bit more creative in our solutions to ensure that we're bringing the best value through technology, blockchain, and Web3 to our communities and to the world. So that's what we're going to be talking about today, all right? How to take what you have, work with it, put it together with the key stakeholders and the knowledge that we gain to change the entire world. So if you're excited to do that today, I want you to put I am in the chat. If you're excited to do that today, to take those dreams and to bring it all together with our workshop, I am exactly. So I'm going to hand you now over to our beloved Nino from FifthWorks, because he's going to, walk you through this process, really streamline, refine your creative ideas. Also, the members on the team, myself, Brian, Adela, Devin, Camille, all of us will be here at different points as well throughout the guest lab, along, to continue to refine and shape the magic of your electric dreams that we will be talking and creating today. So without further ado, welcome again, TGIF No Long Ting 2025. Let's get this started. Nino, take it away.
All right, everybody, thank you for being here. So I've been going through some of your guys' responses on the Ideathon, and they're looking pretty good. I have noticed some suggestions, some feedback for the submissions that I've gotten. Number one, don't submit a generic idea. You all know this. Number two, so what I'm noticing is a lot of you have pretty unique ideas. You've identified problems in your community. You're coming out and you're saying, hey, I want to come up with this solution to address this problem. And then you're like, and we can do this, and we can do this, and we can do this, and we can do this. Don't need that. You really want to focus on that first part, because when you're starting to build something like this, you don't have the resources to get after everything you want to do. Even fifth work, it took us 4 or 5 years before we finally started integrating AI. Of course, the idea was there from the very beginning, but you can't really focus on these things. You need to identify, go through the questions, identify the very specific problem you want to fix, and once you have that problem identified, then you have to get that SMART goal. You've got to start identifying something that is going to address that problem, that is going to get after that problem and only that problem. A lot of you, I've seen about 3 or 4 of the submissions. There's actually not a lot of students right now, which is really good. It helps me focus on your individual ideas. But what I'm seeing is, again, you're getting after too many problems. You need to focus on that SMART goal, address only that problem. Something else I want to talk to you about, some of the students already have developed ideas. So they've already picked a blockchain. They've already developed an idea. They've already gone through, some sort of development, might have a prototype. What I caution about you guys is there has been I wouldn't say you're on the wrong chain. I would just say that you are definitely, there's a thing called a fallacy of false cost or lost cost, right? Fallacy of, what is the word? Fallacy of sunk cost. Fallacy of sunk cost. So again, going back, not only you don't have a lot of resources, right? So you have to really focus your time on something that's going to be successful. A couple of you have brought ideas to me where you already have a prototype, you already have an idea, and I wouldn't say that it's your best. The solutions you've chosen aren't necessarily the best blockchains or the best tools, or you're focusing on functionality that actually doesn't get after your problem. Please just stop pursuing things that are not your core business model and go after just the things that are going to address those problems. Everyone's following me so far, I hope. All right. So you have, let me see, we have 45 participants right now. I've got about 20 responses. So if you want to graduate this class, you have to submit an ideathon to admin@fifthwork.com. It is a requirement. Focus on the questions. Keep it simple. You don't have to go too far into everything that you could possibly do with these applications or these products that you're trying to devise. And sorry, I I lose words sometimes because I don't normally speak English.
Nino, say
You're
it in
doing the right
Japanese.
thing. You're doing the right thing. Everyone that submitted an idea right now, you're on the right path. You're identifying problems very
Yo,
well.
hold up. I have a question for you.
Yes.
So, Nino, you actually think in Japanese and then speak English, or think Spanish then speak English, or
Oh
what do you?
no. So with my family, we speak a mix of English and Japanese. And then when I go to work, I speak a mix of English and Spanish. So it's just
So, what do you
it's
think in, like, if you're listening
in
to your mind, and
thoughts. I
sorry
just
to,
think in thoughts. I don't know how to
you
explain
don't
it.
think like Toranka-sama, and
No,
then
no, it's nothing like that. There are words come to me a lot of times that are not like they'll come to me in a different language than the one I'm speaking, and I'll have to actually come back and translate it back
Yeah,
into English.
you
And
know,
sometimes it ends up being like a train of thought, like a sentence to complete a thought versus an actual direct one-to-one
hold up,
translation.
guys in the class might think I'm bullshitting, yeah. But at
No,
times on meetings with Nino, he starts speaking Japanese. Just say something in Japanese, Nino.
何でも言いたいあげるよ。
Yo, Gabi, how are you doing in
あれ
Japanese?
元気にしてますか？
Nino, you sound like a bloody anime.
Nino, konnichiwa. That's all I know.
Konnichiwa. Yeah. Actually, right now it'd be konbanwa for us because it's in the afternoon. But yeah,
Oh,
or the
okay.
evening, I should say. Konnichiwa is afternoon, so konbanwa would be in the
Okay, Nino,
evening.
say we need to get back to this presentation
で
and
も
then
なん
get
か
back to this.
教えてることに戻っとかにいけんから。 No, it's fun.
All
It's a
right, go
fun
back
life.
to your presentation.
No, no, actually, I really wanted to focus on the students. So I know that, we haven't really had a lot of time for Q&A, and last cohort was mostly Q&A. So I really want to open it up to the students, get their questions so that we can get the remaining 25 students that are currently in this, or 29 now, 24 students that are still in this class. What's holding them up? What's keeping them from submitting ideas? And then let's get after that. So if it's identifying a problem, then we'll go ahead and we'll help you with that. If it's applying blockchain, let's get after it. So I want to open up the questions.
I just saw one come very quickly into the chat. Mohammed, he's saying that he heard the assessment is for two people. So please, he needs to hear the procedures, like the rules again for admission.
So you can submit by yourself. You could submit as a team. It does not matter. Just make sure that when you submit, your names are all associated with the package so we know who you are and we can give you credit for the class. So if 5 of you get together and you've got a developer and you've got, well, actually, that's a good point. If you're not a developer, there's a Discord, there's the WhatsApp, you can find a developer in this class if you want to, but do not feel obligated to. But if you're missing something, if you don't have a great idea, but you're able to audit other people's ideas, because that is a thing, it's a personality type, then you need to find somebody, reach out in the group and say, hey, I'm trying to find problems in somebody else's idea or something along those lines. Try and network, try and group, lean on your strengths. Hopefully you know your strengths. If you don't, now's a good time to find out. What was the question for him? He said, do you have to submit as a group? You don't have to submit as two people. You can submit by yourself or you can submit as a group. It's up to you. We're just trying to make it easier for you and also kind of force you to network. And so even me, so Fifthwork, our company, was not originally my idea. I actually reached out to Evan and we were just talking. Actually, fun note, Evan and I, our wives are Japanese and we both speak Japanese. That's how we met. So I went into an elevator and him and his wife were speaking and I didn't want to be rude. So I told him, I was like, hey, just let you know, I understand what you're saying. So that's how we met. And anyway, 5-6 years later, Evan actually got me into crypto and Bitcoin. It was Evan's the reason I was here. And then he had the idea for Fifthwork, but I had the skills to build a prototype. So he wanted to actually spend money on an animator to animate his idea, which you can do. That is a good way of getting, the eye of venture capitalists if you can organize your idea into some sort of presentation. And I told him, I was like, no, I can code this probably tonight and get us a front end GUI that users can interact with. And then we can take that to a developer and see if they can build the back end, which is what happened. Then we ended up finding my brother. He works for a Fortune 500 company or worked for a Fortune 500 company at the time. And he knew a developer that is a full stack developer. And he took our prototype, found all these different sources of open source education materials and actually utilized those to build our platform, Fifthwork, at least the original Fifthwork. That is something that I need to stress to you students as well, to you as well. Don't feel like you have to do everything. Don't feel like you need to have all of the answers. If you have an idea, you're like, oh, this could work. You can go on Fiverr. You can hire developers for really cheaply. You can go into these groups and start trying to find a developer. If you know what blockchain you're looking for, reach out to Brian or I, or Gabby or Alessa, anyone really, and then say, hey, I want to build, I need a blockchain that does micropayments and has like limited regulation and anonymity. Well, chances are I know exactly what blockchain would do that. If not me, Evan would. So you utilize your network, find people that don't know the information that you do. Don't hesitate. Feel free to reach out. You guys have my number. It's in the WhatsApp. That's my phone that I carry around with my family all day. So it's we're available, if that makes sense. Don't feel that you're alone in your idea, or that you have to wait, or once I get this, I'll start developing it. You don't need to wait. Reach out. We will help you. We can, if we can. We'll try and help you, or at least point you in the right direction. Go on LinkedIn, find people that are developers, ask them if they know anybody. There's tons of things you can do on your own. Once you've done those, also reach out to us. Hopefully that
Actually,
answers that question.
I said that because you actually answered the question that was in the chat that I was about to read, because Job was asking, he was saying that he's not a developer, and that was keeping him from submitting an idea because he felt like he needed to be a developer. So I'm really happy that you answered that. And then we have Chukwuka that asks, I want to know more about the tokenization of the assets that I'm going to be issuing on the blockchain. And he or she wants you to probably talk more about monetization from there. Please help me explain this, as this is what is keeping me from submitting my idea. So they want to know how they can do the process. It seems to be that's what they're asking, to issue the process of tokenization and more about how the monetization of blockchain works.
There are a lot of chains that you can do tokenization on, where your tokenization is simply, let's say my truck. I have a truck. I want to sell my truck. It is just I can create an NFT on most chains that allow that. You can go in and look, just Google tokenization on Solana and see if it makes sense. Tokenization on Tether, tokenization on Ethereum, tokenization on Bitcoin. You can just Google that. You're going to get an explanation of whether or not that blockchain can support it. And tokenization of an asset is simply creating something on chain that represents a physical device. So if I can create an NFT, let's say it's a picture of my truck, doesn't matter what it is, doesn't even have to have a graphic associated with an NFT sometimes. So it's a string of numbers, or what's the word? Bitcoin has a term for it. Is Evan on here? I wish I had Evan. He's the expert on this. But you're just creating something online that can be traded on the chain and moved on the chain. And when you actually move that asset, that is a way of proving that that person owns that physical asset. So you can tokenize. I could tokenize the Mona Lisa right now, but since I don't own the Mona Lisa, no one's going to want that NFT. There's no point for that NFT to exist. But since I do own my truck, and I am willing to give my truck to whoever owns that NFT, there is value to that. It's kind of like what fiat currency originally was. People were bartering, and they would go to a bank, give them a bag of grain, and in exchange, they would get some sort of token that represented a bag of grain, or the value of a bag of grain. And then somebody else who sells corn or whatever would go and change it. And then they had these identical tokenization that they could now exchange and come back, and it would represent that. They can go to the bank, and even though they gave them corn, they can get a bag of rice or grain from the bank. That's what that was. That's where tokenization came from. We just have a digital form of it now. So you can tokenize whatever you want. You can create a key pair or a wallet or something that has that NFT, and then you could sell the whole wallet, you could sell the NFT and move it along as one. That's without knowing specifically what you're trying to build, which you can reach out to me and I can answer your questions directly. If hopefully that answers your question.
Perfect. So a couple of these are asking about procedure for submission. Brian already answered those. Definitely send an email if you want any further clarification on that, because Neil has repeated that quite a lot. So just send an email if you're still unclear, and you will get assistance in that regard. So Gassun has a really great question here in the chat, and he says, so if I understand you correctly, if I already have an MVP prototype, the Ideathon should focus on a single feature or functionality that is most relevant to the go-to-market strategy? That's his question.
That's what makes sense to me. If I wanted to get in the money fast and I wanted to get a product into the world that solved a problem, I would want that that functionality to be as bug-free as possible and be as focused on your app as possible. You don't want someone to open up your app. Remember the presentation yesterday where you opened up the Verify wallet and it literally said report a issue with a wallet or search. There was only two things on that website. It's very simple to find out what you wanted to do. You don't want someone to come to your website and there's 40 things to click. They don't know where to go. They don't know what they're getting after. You really have to think of the user's experience in that. So yes, if you already have a prototype, you might need to hide some functionality that isn't ready yet, and then just focus and really build out the functionality that is.
Okay, so we also have Marcella. She has a question with regards to can she create slides? So, and I want to also piggyback on this because I feel like other individuals may have questions in this regard. What are the acceptable templates or ways that they can submit? Do they have any limitations? They'd like to know.
No limitation. This is the real world. Submit to me your best idea, how you can present it the best way. If it's I do most things in Excel, so I can create graphs in Excel. I can create numbers. I can show. I can project. I do a lot in Excel. But if you're good with PowerPoint, create slides. Yeah, of course. If you're good with just typing, just type it out. Use ChatGPT. Like this isn't just a class. I'm not trying to force you to work needlessly. This is use whatever tools are available to you. Use whatever network you have. Come up with a real world solution. Pursue it. Again, I'll say it again. This is probably in the near future, this is probably the best chance you're going to get actually having an impact on your community and an impact on your life. I don't know what else you're involved in, so I can't say definitively, but I can tell you that right now you are somewhere where there is a group of people trying to help you. And so if you submit something worth pursuing, yeah, that's why wouldn't we?
And the only thing I'd add to that is just ensure that you follow the questions in a template. So as Nino said, your actual methodology of presenting it, it's totally up to you. We encourage creativity and innovation here at NLT, as Nino said, but just make sure though that you're answering the questions as outlined in the template, because that's what Nino and Fifth Word, they need to see that you've hit those markers, right?
So the questions are designed to help you create a coherent submission, because some of the submissions and people reach out to me privately, they're like, hey, we have this. And I'm like, that's great. But if you actually stuck to the questions, you know what your problem is that you're trying to solve. And right now you're trying to solve 12 problems. Some of them are really weak problems. So it almost detracts from your whole presentation. Whereas 6 of those might be really good. You're not trying to solve 6 problems. And the chances are your community is not going to need all 6 of those problems solved. Focus on one, focus on a SMART goal to get after it. If you don't have a SMART goal, you really should, your elevator pitch should have a line that is going to be a SMART goal. It worded in a way that it's actually flows, but you'd be surprised how powerful SMART tools or SMART goals are.
Fantastic. So we have 2 questions left. So Shahu is asking, one just popped in. How can a newbie developer be of help in terms of Ideathon? I feel like Nino touched on that already, but he can reinforce that. Chukwa also wants to know, can we submit ideas even though we're still sourcing? Yes, Nino mentioned that earlier, that you don't have to have the perfect team, right? Remember, I know we're all achievers here, high achievers here. Trust me, I know, I'm that way too. But we're not seeking perfection necessarily. We're just seeking excellence, which means that we want your best possible idea, but it can be simple. You don't have to have everyone on your team right now, but you need to submit by the deadline following the template that Fifth Word provided. So how can a newbie developer be of help in terms of the Ideathon? And in terms of LinkedIn, Mohammed is asking, no, I don't know. LinkedIn, when Nino suggested that you go on LinkedIn, Mohammed, he was speaking with regards to if you feel as if you need to find team members and you don't have those individuals,
Gabby,
whether
Gabby, the LinkedIn thing is knowledge sharing, so it's accessible. So there's two forms of assessment, okay? So remember, like in FLC, you share the knowledge you've gained in week 1, week 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, that, and then the ideathon is the second piece of assessment.
So that wasn't in reference to what I mentioned about LinkedIn, but you are right. That just find the people what Gabby was saying was correct.
Yeah,
She was reading me what I was saying perfectly,
yeah,
but the question
Yeah.
was a different point.
it's about finding the people that you need to help. And then, as Brian said, you can also utilize LinkedIn to discuss what you've learned, and that will go a long way into your assessment as well. But I'll let you answer. I believe it's Shehu, who wants to know, how can a newbie developer be of help? I think he's saying he feels as if he probably just started out, but can he be
Yeah.
of help in this process?
So, Evan's idea for Fifth Work was he wanted to have a GUI, an information hub where people could come and basically learn, get rewarded for it. So what I did is I hand sketched a drawing, and it just was like a square with just the buttons that I wanted, and then I had like 5 or 6 just different GUIs that I thought would make sense to actually interact with his idea, would actually allow users to interact and go through his idea. And then what I did, because I am a newbie developer as well, I just wrote it in JavaScript. That was it. And then I looked up, CSS and HTML5. I took a couple beginner courses on khanacademy.com, which is a free website. And then I just coded it. And it took me about 2 weeks, and I had a working prototype where you could click the buttons, you could get through, and it actually was a website. So I'm a newbie developer, and here we are now. So it really depends on what your idea is. If you're able to code a GUI like that, or at least even a presentation of a GUI, it doesn't even have to be interactive. But I imagine, you take 2 courses in JavaScript and you can draw a square and you can make buttons. So you can still help somebody else who has an idea design their idea and actually get it into a functioning GUI. And that in itself was enough for a backend developer or like a full stack developer. They'll look at that. They're probably going to ignore your code because there's rules and good practices that they have to follow for security and everything like that. But they'll know exactly what you want, which that's 90% of the battle when you're defining requirements versus what a developer is actually going to be making. The requirements are what are important. What you need to actually build a product is called a requirement. So
Okay.
for a newbie developer, find someone that has an idea, build a GUI for them.
There's this
Yes.
question here. Just 1 second. Gabby, you're gonna say something before I interrupt you, please.
Yeah. Oh, I was about to go on to the rest of the questions, but if you want to say something first, go right ahead.
Right. Yeah. So after the ideathon on Monday and graduation on Monday, what's next?
Right. I was about to read that one. Yeah.
Yeah. Guys, you see, this is it. Like, and in the other cohort, we experience this as well. We can only help to an extent. We want you guys to interact and become friends. So we have 3 different platforms. We have the WhatsApp group, which now is going to be opened up for discussions, not for posting rubbish and thing, yeah? Like, be constructive. There's the Telegram and there's the Discord. Within those different platforms, there's different members subject to the preferable platform to them, okay? But there's people in there. Some have varying level of knowledge and experience. We are all learning this journey at the same time. You need to understand that. So you can't be quiet and expect that things are just going to work for you, or Gabby and Palesa are gonna come with a silver platter and be like, okay, so and so, here is a job at Coinbase. or here is a job at Chainalysis, or here is a job at Bitcoin or Ethereum. It doesn't work like that. You have to network. Yesterday, Matt Hogan said, you have to network. You have to put yourself out there. Okay? You have to talk to the community. You have to push yourself further. You have to have impetus to get to the next step. All right? And that's part of the interpersonal relationship between yourself and other people. So, Nino, there's this SMART goal. When you say template, are you talking about the SMART goal breakdown?
No, someone already answered that. It's the template that went out on WhatsApp.
Right. And
Yeah.
there's a question here from Vonkat. Vonkat, I'm gonna tackle this question. Vonkat, do you wanna unmic yourself, please? If you don't mind.
Oh, Marcella has a good question too,
Okay. So
but
Vonkat,
that's after the fact. Yeah.
if you're
Good
not
evening,
Oh,
please.
he's here. He just on mic.
Yes, I on mic.
Vonkat, have you so you have a very good question, but as I said, Gabi said this the other day. We're not gonna give you fish. We're gonna teach you how to fish, and you're going to fish for the rest of your life. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Now, you've attended the sessions, I'm assuming, and you've watched the recordings, I'm assuming. What
Yes.
you need to do now, your knowledge is not restricted to even the XRPL. The fundamentals of the blockchain are similar. Okay. Now it's for you to realize what use cases or what applications or how you want to make money or develop a career or a business within this landscape. We can't tell you that. It's like asking your chemistry teacher, oh, so what job can I do after high school or whatever? No, you have to decide your own destiny.
Yes, actually,
Applies to
sir.
everybody, yeah? So Wonka, that's a good question, but just go back and watch the recordings. And the theme today, I want us to emphasize on the theme today is working with what you have or what you don't have. So Wonka, what do you have that you think you could contribute to someone else or the community? And what could you gain from someone else? It's like barter, like you're exchanging, it's a barter trade system. So give me 10 cobs of maize, and I'm going to give you 3 chicken. You know what I mean? It has to be like that. Think of it like that. So don't just think
Yes,
of
sir.
you receiving what's in this for me. No, you have to give and receive. And what we're telling you about LinkedIn is not like an assignment per se. It's just to get you confident to post on LinkedIn because so many people, even professionals, are like, ooh, how do I even start one post on LinkedIn? But you post week one, what you've learned. If you post what you've learned every day, like you've had 10 days. So day one, I learned this. Day two, I learned this. And you tag the people. So Kia Finlo Bates or Cyril Bordeaux, Caitlin Ajo, Devon, Adila, you tag them and they repost and your network grows like that because these are people who are industry OGs. And when they see your post and all, and probably you're bigging them up, they're not bad people. They're gonna big you up and they're gonna repost that. So your network grows like that. So this is not an assignment like to give you a Herculean task. It's literally for you to learn how networking is on LinkedIn.
Something
Okay,
I would
yeah.
suggest too.
Yeah.
No, sorry, for the XRPL question. I mean, you can go to ChatGPT and type the exact same question, and it'll
Yeah.
spit out some answers for you. Something else that I like to use for myself is Reddit. So if you can join the communities that you're actually interested in, you can see a lot of the give and take, the pros and cons, just in the comments of these different posts as they come
Adila,
up.
sorry, Nino.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Adila.
was going to say, I wanted to recognize the presence of Adela
Yeah, Adila, there you go.
first. And go ahead, Adela, with your contribution.
Hi. So I got a huge gift for everybody today. Last week I had the pleasure of being a part of a career fair, and this career fair is for Web3 and blockchain technology. So with that, I'm dropping into the chat a free book that I created that helps people find jobs in the Web3 blockchain space and pretty much break down what you're doing now and it kind of translate it to what that means in the Web3 blockchain space. And it gives you the ability, here, I'm going to drop it right now. It's free. It's a resource for everybody. I saved it just for this group because basically you're going to need to know how to get that role. Like everyone's telling you how to reach out to people on LinkedIn. That's half of the battle. The rest is rewiring your mind to think about it in perspective to Web3. And this guide is going to help you do that.
Thanks, Adila. Guys, let me give you an example. You know, you guys think like there's a particular formula to meeting people. I met Adila on LinkedIn. I recognized Adila's game. You know, she was like, oh, a week this, a week that, a week this, a week that. So I was hosting the Crypto Mondays webinars, and we say for Crypto Mondays, we have to have at least 5 women on the panel. Okay? And I saw Adila is big on bigging up women. So I inboxed her and said, yo, Adila, listen, I recognize your game, queen. So listen, yeah, I need 5 women. No, for real. Yo,
Uh,
Adila can send you the receipts, yeah?
I love the vernacular though. It's
Yo,
fun to hear it.
Brian, can you
The
record
different
those?
cultures mixing and everything. I love it.
Yeah. So, sorry, Adila, before you go on, Tabitha, you a closed mouth don't get fed. That's what I keep on saying. Okay. And to whom much is given, sorry, guys, my pressure cooker is going off. My bad. So to whom much is given, much is required.
I remember, Brian, that's how we met too. That's exactly how we met. Brian can tell you, Brian spoke at, there's something in the Caribbean called FinTech Islands. So it's the biggest FinTech conference in the entire Caribbean. So our foundation, the Early Bradshaw Foundation, we're the education partner for that franchise. And I attended the conference. Brian was speaking. I was so impressed. I said, that guy? Yeah, we need him for our legal technology program, the FemLet cohort. So literally same thing. Corporately and professionally slid into Brian's DMs. I'm like, look, I heard what you were saying. I recognize your game. Look, we have the largest legal technology program to come out in the entire Caribbean Americas. We need you to be a part of this. And that's how it got started. And so we're really trying to show you guys that we're not just telling you these things because it sounds good and teach you how to fish. Yeah. Like, no, really, we actually live it.
For real.
We live it.
For real. And now I'm gonna put a spotlight on Palesa as well. So,
Palesa, tell your story,
yeah,
girl.
so let me put a spotlight on Palesa as well. Listen. Oh yeah. So anyway, let me wrap up Adila's one because the pressure cooker is still pressuring right now. So anyway, I'm like, yo, Adila, send me 5 ladies, please, because I need 5 ladies for each of our panel. Adila said, say less, homeboy, say less. And Adila supplied. And I was like, yo, Adila, you know what? I recognize your game. I don't even need your supply no more. I need you to work with us. Be part of this. Be part of this. Because we don't want to bottleneck stuff. We want to open to the world. So do this. Anyway, long story short, Adila introduced me to Devon. Devon is now here with us. You understand what I mean? So it keeps going. I met Nino at a conference, and literally it was after a busy London conference week, like 3-4 days of conferencing blockchain. And you know, we started speaking at a cocktail event. And look, here we are, Nino, Evan, you know, here we are. Palesa, Palesa, just tell them how you ended up here.
Tell us.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. My story actually started with FLC. And then the first class, there was this lawyer, guys, who was talking about blockchain. So I was logged, like seriously, a lawyer talking about blockchain. Okay, I have to follow this person. So every expert that actually came for FLC, they'll drop their LinkedIn and then I'll follow everyone. And then it went straight to NLT. I did the same for everyone. And then I actually followed what they were talking about, interacting with them, taking them along, Gabby knows I always tagged her and appreciated what she actually did for me, you know. And then Brian, you of course have been taking all of them. And then now I'm here, I'm with them, and I have this supportive community of awesome people, you know. And it's actually through the like linking with people and connecting with them, not stepping back and saying, what do I have to do? You just have to do
Exactly.
it.
And listen, what Palesa hasn't told you guys is this. Palesa took initiative. So Palesa was one of our
Yes.
outstanding students, okay? So she had outstanding certificate of excellence last cohort. And Palesa reached out to me and said, "Yo, how can I add value to Blockchain Lex Group?" And I said, "Palesa, we normally don't take trainees or anything, but if you feel you're ready to jump, you jump and come and kill it." And she took it and she came here. Now, there's a guy I've put a spotlight on. He's from St. Lucia. I met him in London. Ian, you just want to crank up your video, bro. I met
Yeah.
Ian and at a conference I was speaking at, I think last month. And Ian is like, "Yo, I know you." I'm like, "Yo, bro, how do you know me?" He's like, "You're Gabrielle's friend." So Ian and Gabrielle Gay went to uni together. And
Yep.
I was doing a presentation on this community, and he said, "Yo, you know what? I'm gonna do this community." And Ian has been here every day. Yo, Ian, are you on this portal? You've just put your video and you've left. But anyway, big up yourself, Ian. No, but for real, guys, it's simple things. Don't overthink this thing. I don't even speak formal English on LinkedIn. I speak slang. I speak Trini vernacular on LinkedIn. It reached a point that uh, you find your tribe and you grow. That's it. Don't overthink this thing. Yo, Muhammad, what's up? You're asking a question?
Yes, I'm asking. I have two questions to ask her.
Yeah.
Uh, the first question is there is a template that was dropped in the WhatsApp group. So is it necessary to follow that template, or you can just do your own format and include the SMART goal in it?
No, follow the template because
You
it's
should.
gonna help with the assessment. We don't
Yeah.
want you need to show the wood from the forest from the hedges and all that. Like it's a signposted assignment. So follow that structure because Nino doesn't have time. He's looking for exact things. Okay?
I mean, what it is if you don't follow the template, you're going to be missing something that I'm looking for. So
Yeah.
it's if I'm looking for why should I choose you? Like, are you related to this project at all?
Yeah.
Like, if it's not in there, I'm probably not gonna, you're not gonna be my horse in the race. Like it's going to be, it'll detract from your presentation if you don't, to a degree at least. I would fill out the template, and then if you need to have something else or you feel like it'd be stronger, submit it somebody else. You can,
Yeah.
or some other way, you can do that, but at least have all of the answers before you do this. A lot of people are trying to submit these ideas before they've even asked the right questions, and you're missing parts.
Thanks,
It's
Nino.
Sir, is it possible for maybe perhaps maybe someone has already submitted and he needs to make an amendment?
That's
Is
fine.
there a way that you can do that?
Yeah, of course, just submit it again.
Oh, submit again, man.
Yeah. You're
Okay,
human.
okay,
Fifth
yeah,
work isn't the same yesterday as it was tomorrow. So yeah,
Yeah,
okay,
of
submit
course.
the thing. Yo, we're not
okay,
here to fail anybody. This is life. This is not school, guys. Get that right, yeah? This is not school. This is real life. Okay?
okay.
We're not
The
here to
second
fail
question,
anybody.
the second question is that as part of my solution to the problem I am trying to solve is that is the use of a smart contract for automation and all that. And actually, I don't have the knowledge of smart contracts. Is it possible for the platform to teach me or provide me with someone technical issues that I can be able to solve the technical issues of smart contract?
Chat
Can this group
GPT. Yeah, Chat GPT. And go into the Discord, ask the same question. Go into the WhatsApp and ask the same question. Go into anything, really. It's if you you can get those answers yourself. If you want to learn how smart contracts are made, Google it. I mean,
YouTube guys. Frencho told you guys to go watch YouTube. Guys, so let me tell you, when I was learning how to DJ, as a DJ, let me just give you the ideas, what's most accessible to me. And I think I was telling Palesa this the other day, like even before I travel somewhere, I have to go to YouTube and watch where I'm going. So if I'm traveling, let's say to Barbados or to Jamaica, I go to YouTube and just watch Street View Jamaica. So by the time I land in Jamaica, my mind is already there. Everything is familiar. So when I was learning to scratch, because I was a turntablist, yeah, to scratch is very complicated. So I go to YouTube and I put the best DJs like DJ Jazzy Jeff or DJ Craze or DJ Qbert. Like those are top DJs in the scratch world.
What was it? Moby, right? No, DJ Moby's the best, I heard.
Yeah, yo, bro, I'm gonna drop some links to my scratch game. Yo, I'm actually gonna drop a link here. Yo, I used to be a six scratch DJ. So anyway, I go and watch and I practice my cuts. I pause and I practice my cuts. Okay? And that's how you do it. Like go to YouTube, it's all free there, man. And now you have ChatGPT, Perplexity, and all them things. Like you have so much knowledge at your fingertips. Don't just wait for the session or to ask we things. Like these things that you can go out there. And Gabi kept saying, we're gonna teach you how to fish, but she wouldn't be in the in the boat with you every day, throwing out the net. Nah, no, sir. It's not gonna be like that, you know what I mean? So go out and teach yourself these things, man. Okay?
Go ahead,
Actually,
Shadai.
no. I was gonna say, can I see a show of hands of who has not submitted an idea yet? That's actually here right now. Just go ahead and raise your hand.
If you have not
If you have
submitted,
not submitted an idea yet.
don't feel bad or anything. There's no punishment or anything.
No, I'm literally
No
gonna have them.
It's
It,
totally fine. Nothing bad's gonna happen. I know people are usually traumatized by like the regular education system, right? To be like, I don't want to raise my hand, but no, please go ahead so we can see. Another minute or so.
Deadline is Sunday, correct? And you can submit multiple times. I'm gonna use the same sheet that Palesa is using, and then I'm going to be updating them with who has responded with an idea, and then I'm gonna rack and stack them right there, and then Brian and I and Evan will go through them and we'll rate them. We'll give them emojis of how we feel about them, and then at the end of it, we'll review the top, and then choose the winners. Announced on Monday. Payments go out on Monday.
Yeah. Yo,
Certifications happen, I think, Wednesday, as you said, right?
I've dropped the scratch link there, yeah? So dropped it there, guys.
If anyone needs for your ideathon a scratch expert, right here.
I'll at your boy. Yo,
There's
listen.
a problem in your community.
There's some people as well who feel their ideas are more developed for the ideathon. Like they're beyond ideathon level.
That's
It's
fine.
fine. Trim it down, submit for the ideathon what you have. But then we have other opportunities coming up as well. We have the
So-
hackathons and the startup pitch competitions and electric dreams, okay? So we still have that. This doesn't stop, it's continuous. But
We had about 10
get
people.
this, yeah, submit it and then progress to the next stage.
So of the people that raised their hands, keep your hand up if you have an idea, but you just haven't submitted it yet. Okay. All right, good. So it's about the same number. So so long as you don't need I wanted to know if I should be explaining like how to identify problems in your community. I think that seems pretty simple. Is it whether it was like a blockchain issue, you didn't know which blockchain to go after? Right now, I would just say stick with XRPL. just because that's the experts that we have right now on hand, and they know you, you know them. That would probably be the easiest way. So, okay, so you have ideas, you've identified problems. If you think that you are not the person to push the idea, keep your hand up. Okay, so there's 4 people, 3 people, 2 people who have an idea, but they don't think they're the person to push the idea. So I would just say that for you, if you
You know,
think that
say
your
that
idea,
again. Awal hasn't gotten what you said. He said, come again.
so I wanted to know if you have an idea, but you feel like you're not the person to take it to the next level. Because I didn't want your idea to die, or I wanted to hear your idea if it does have merit and it's just not yours to push. But it seems like everyone has an idea and they feel that they are the people that can take it to the next level. So no, that's great. That's really good. That's better numbers than I expected.
Fantastic. Okay, so I knew you had a question. Go ahead. Your hand was raised earlier.
Oh, I just
Shada.
wanted to ask if someone could drop the template in the Discord, because I don't have WhatsApp.
That's why we have 3 different chat things. My computer locked me out of my Discord, so I have to like log into it. I didn't want to
You
be
know, are
rude.
you serious? I'm not admin the Discord, you know.
I'm sorry?
I'm not
You're not?
admin the Discord. So you've lost the Discord?
No, I have the Discord. I just have to get it back into it. I didn't want to be like logging in over here, resetting my password when everyone else is waiting for me, basically.
Okay.
Also, right now, I just want to take a moment to welcome our BLG advisor and mentor in the building, Mr. Devon Eric. Devon, how you doing?
Oh.
Welcome.
Hey guys,
welcome.
sorry I'm late. I was in a town hall, so I'm sorry, guys.
Fine, it's fine, guys. And I just want to take a moment to just say that is our team, right? All of us have had crazy different things doing today, and we just make time to be here. So Devin, thank you so much for coming, regardless of your schedule. And that's just how BLG is, right? Totally dedicated. But
Thanks.
yes, let me back over to you, Brian.
Thanks, Gabby. So guys, I'd like you guys to open up your mics, okay? Because I want us to discuss this. It's literally one single point, and this forum today is more. Could you mute yourself, please?
I muted them.
Okay, cool. So you've been here 10 days, receiving and receiving and receiving. So I think it's only fair that you tell us exactly, because some people came here thinking, this thing is going to turn us into rich millionaires in a week or so. Like, what was your expectations of this, and what does working with what you have or don't have mean to you? I just want to hear that. And then potentially you'll hear from our team because I know we have hustlers in our team as well, you know what I mean? It didn't start where it is today, and we are still building, you know what I mean? So like to the guys, our community members, because you're not students no more, you're community members. What was your expectation? And how could we help you take you to the next level? Don't be shy. There's no right or wrong thing. If you don't want this thing to be on YouTube, I'm also going to stop it so that we are literally candid. So if anybody wants to speak candidly and wants the recording to stop, put your hands up and let's literally have a proper discussion where people can be comfortable and we can help people. And if you're still not comfortable, then you could reach out personally. I don't know. But just don't let this thing snooze on you like that. Yo, HOD, what's up? Muhammad, what's up? Just put your mics on. Tell me what it is. You want the mics off or you want to talk? I don't know which is.
Yeah, let me just talk.
Okay, cool.
Well, my expectation from this bootcamp.
I just asked him if he's okay with it being.
Okay, Muhammad.
Okay, my expectation from this bootcamp is for me to learn about blockchain technology and everything.
Yo, Maka Yusuf, please mute your mic, yeah? Nino, just mute everybody. Let me mute everybody. Okay, Muhammad, please.
Okay.
Yeah,
So as I was saying, my expectation from this bootcamp is for me to get a hands-on experience on blockchain technology, Web3, and cryptocurrency. And my reason for this is that I am actually working and I'm a salary earner, and the income is not sufficient for me. So I need to have an side hustle where I can be having an extra income. So I see this bootcamp as an opportunity for me to learn blockchain and how to engage in how to earn from it and make myself independent and earn some cool cash out of it. So actually, this is a motivation for me, and I'm really focused on it. I'm really into it because it's a great thing for one to have a side hustle. It's not really to totally depend on salaries and all that.
for sure,
So
man. For sure.
yeah, this is really a motivation for me, and
And
I'm
and
really
and
focused
and
on it.
and Muhammad, what does working with what you have or what you don't have mean to you? So let's say in the instance where you now have acquired this knowledge, now you have something and you probably don't have something else. You basically can't have everything, you know what I mean? So
Yes, sir.
what do you have so far now, and what do you think you could use from the community or from BLG, CMCA, or our team members in their personal capacities or their enterprises? Like, what could you tap into within the community to help you like go to the next step?
Okay. If I can say that if there's anything that I can tap from is the knowledge from the community, the knowledge, like anyone that have any maybe technical skill that will elevate me from the level I am, maybe to become a professional or something. I would be really grateful to for that. And what I expect from the from this community or from these organizers of this platform is maybe something to start up with. At least the knowledge has been provided for me, and I'm really grateful for that.
Yeah.
And yeah, maybe for me to, it's not possible for one to just start something without maybe a capital to do that. So I will be glad if the platform will provide me with that. And if there's any opportunity that I can put into it to for this community to benefit from me also, I'll be
Okay.
very glad to share from it.
So you have time. What I heard there is that you are a person who has time on the side that you're willing to commit to something. And I imagine there's going to be a lot of ideas right now that need man hours to actually input into them. So I would market myself as, whatever experience you have, you can put that on your LinkedIn now. Submit an ideathon, get the certification that you understand Web3 and blockchain, and then you build from there. Like there's going to be someone that needs your time. And if you don't have the skill set right now, take a JavaScripting course. XRPL is entirely, at least for the most part, JavaScript. There's free courses out there. There's YouTube. You can build that experience. And then when you approach someone, you're like, hey, I got JavaScript and time. That's powerful.
Yeah.
That's worthwhile.
And for me, on my part as BLG, I can tell you this. Whenever people are looking for something, I always put people on, okay? Now, it might be premature to mention this at this point, but I've been discussing a deal for the community, okay? Like where guys can get like AI prompting skills and all that. And then you could potentially earn from that. But that's not mature at this point. I'm just giving you the gist of it. But let me tell you, we are continually thinking about you guys. If you hear Gabby and Devon saying, yo, we have to push this thing next level, Adila saying, Brian, we have to, Nino saying, we can't forget our people from the last cohort. Like,
Yeah.
literally, like we really care for you guys. So when Palesa is pushing y'all, it's not for we. It's literally for you because we understand it. And what makes us stand out is we actually understand. We are not saying, oh, we are doing this because we want to do it for Africa, because we want to look like we're raising whatever for Africa. We literally, I'm African, I'm Kenyan, I'm all the way from Busia, Kenya. You know what I mean? So I know the ground truth. Paul Makolaka right now is in Busia, Kenya. That's my ends, my rural home. That's my ends, you know what I mean? So I know what the ground situation is. So we want to move away from such things, okay? So we got you, but don't snooze. HOD, your hand is up. Mohammed,
Thank you very much, Brian.
yeah.
Brian, thank you. Brian, Nino, thank you. Thank you, everybody. You guys have been so lovely. I was part of the last, it was the last year session, yeah, and also part of this. So I think I'm in the best position to tell the difference because I was there then and I'm here. And I think then the major challenge was that most of the speakers, most of those guys that came were being very, very professional. It was just very technical. So people like me coming in for the first time was just like, oh God, how do I catch up with this? How do I understand what they're talking about? So the whole space was just about blockchain, talking about different things, and it wasn't actually broken down. And when coming to this session, it's a bit more relaxed. You now, understand what they're talking about. You see people now talking about the legal part of it. You see people talking about the business part of it. You see, talking about the development part of it. So it's like it's now resonating with the kind of my own system and my own place. So I can now begin to see myself in a particular line in terms of blockchain development. So I would say a very big thank you to every one of you. And also, before now, what I do is basically more of the IT business development. So I'm more of working with teams. So that's why it's always difficult for me to do things on my own because I don't do coding. So I work with a lot of people that do coding, do a lot of things, and we come up. My own situation is to bring up the idea and bring it to the business points and be able to sell it to the end users. So that's what I do. And so I'm very, very happy to be part of this. And I feel what I need now, when you're asking what I need at the moment, is being able to identify the right resources that will be able to work with me as a team, and we'll be able to flow together. So that's it. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Big up yourself, HOD. Big up yourself. Yo, Getson, you had something to say. And Getson, you have experience with Ethereum as well, the EVM and things. So tell us what's popping, Getson.
Hey, everyone. This is Ketan, yeah, from Kenya.
Yeah.
And probably quickly to answer the question. First of all, my expectations from this bootcamp were actually met to the latter. And it was a really, really good experience. The way the content is structured and just the follow-up and the personalization of the learning style was really, really a good thing to me. So to answer the second question, probably what is using what you don't have without, I don't know, that thing. I'm actually a good answer to that question. Probably I'll give you a brief overview of myself so that you can understand well. Just before Corona, I was working an 8 to 9 job. But when Corona came, so we were forced all of us to go to the office, to the home and work from home. And I realized I was more productive and I needed a side hustle. So I started doing online gigs as a VA for side hustles. And I realized again, I was making more money from those side hustles from my employment. So I quit my job quickly and I got fully remote. In the process, I started learning web development, JavaScript, the tutorials, the YouTube. I really related with you when you said when you used to go to YouTube channels, just check what is some really, really good guys doing, and then I apply.
Yeah.
Along a few years on, I read the Bitcoin white paper and I had a serious conviction about Web3. And now I switched from just being a Web2 developer and I started just learning by myself about developing in Web3. And within 2 years, I think I was really a good developer. I could just, especially in EVM, and I started on 3 hackathons and a fourth one this year. So I got to a point where by now I need to move to the next level. I want to really be into Web3. Like I want to create a product that I can get people to actually use in real life cases, because you can see in the last 4 hackathons that I've won, I just have GitHub repos, but I never got really good traction with those applications. So it really didn't get me to where I want to be. And when I saw this bootcamp, and when I started attending, I realized probably this is the place whereby I can just connect now with what I have for what I really don't have. So in a nutshell, it's been a good experience, and I'm really optimistic just to get into the community, get hold of what's going on, just being present, and of course executing every time. That's been one of my success secrets in every hackathon. Like most of the hackathons you could find it's like 200 people, but
Yeah.
20% of that or 10% will submit the projects, and out of those 20%, you find like 5% are the only people who probably put effort into what they really wanted to develop, and probably just make it look serious and something that can work. So my main goal here is just I'm all in, going to the market with my product and trying to get users, and of course now live the Web3 dream. And yeah, because it's been like 4 years, I had a lot of discouragement. Most people, especially my peers, because it's not easy learning to be a developer, especially self-teaching yourself. You have to be ready to sacrifice at least 13, 14, 15, at times even 21 hours just working and trying to get and understand things, and at the same time you're building. So to me, this is a really great opportunity, and I'll tell anybody who's in the audience, if you just need, or if you're getting holds of all concepts and everything, just always learn to execute and always be there, be present, and believe in yourself, and use that phrase, use what you don't have to get where probably you want
That's
to go.
it.
So that's my experience, and I'm looking forward to the next step.
That's
So
it.
I haven't submitted my idea. I was waiting for this time just to make sure I just weave in all the important details so that it can at least get that chance to move to the next level. And yeah, we don't know, probably the future may be bright as we all look for
It
it to
will be
be. So
bright.
thank you
Not
so
only
much, and
it
I
will be.
encourage more of this.
Big up yourself, Getson. It will be. It might, it will be. There's a book, I can't remember what it's called, but it says to become a master at your trade, you need to put in at least 1,000 hours. When those 1,000 hours are there, yo, my man, you're gonna be killing it. Don't worry. Barbara Mwangi from Nairobi, Kenya. What's up, Barbara?
Brian, can you take Shanika, because her hands were up like ages
Oh,
ago.
Shanika was before Barbara?
Well, yeah.
Oh, I did the list. Barbara, then Shanika, then David. But
Okay. But yeah.
But anyway, Shanika, if you're ready, take it up. Barbara, if you're ready, take it up. Sorry, I've done a list here, but it's fine. Whoever's ready.
Good afternoon, good night, whatever time it is. I'm obviously from Barbados, if nobody knows, because I always drop me flag there. But I'm from Barbados. So I joined this boot camp because it was a new and intriguing topic for me. I first heard about it when I attended the FinTech 25 in January with the cohort that you would have sponsored. So when I saw Gabby on the stage and she hold up a actual physical dollar bill and then the phone, which one is gonna take over, that's when I was yeah, I need to figure out what this is. So as I came into the boot camp, I learned that it's going to be fast evolving, it's decentralized, which would definitely help here, because normally to get somewhere you have to go through the government and then all these red tapes and stuff. So if this is a place where we could kind of beat the red tape a little bit for right now, especially at the beginning, that would be awesome. So that pushed me to explore a little bit more. So here I am, final day, yay. I definitely will be getting that certificate when I done submit my idea. The next thing what I have is general knowledge in cybersecurity, artificial intelligence development skills. I'm refining my prompt engineering skills as well. But for the idea, I wanted to know, or is it I just submit the idea and then like I find the people that I will need to help develop it, or do I have to find that first? Like, I don't think that will make sense trying to like find people because the deadline is Sunday. But while I do submit it, just be in while I submit my idea, I could still like go through a list of persons I know that will basically help this idea progress. I think I have a good one, and it definitely will align with some of the things that's happening in Barbados right now. So I just wanted to know, I will be identifying the persons while I submitting this or after.
That's
I
fine.
think Nino and Branch, I'm here as well, but definitely Shanika, as Nino had said earlier, is a process. So you don't have to find everybody before you
Yeah.
submit. Yeah, you can put down your potential partners who you believe could assist in the growth and execution of this idea for now. And then
Yeah.
what we're gonna do once they rate the idea and they go through it, then they're gonna provide that support and continue to assist as you continue to build out that team. So I wouldn't let that stop. Don't let that stop you from submitting, but you can put it as potential partners. So list out the people that you want, dream partners, people that you have direct access to right now. Still list it out, right? Everything is important because it allows Nino and Brian to really see your full vision, 360.
Yes, please.
Right? So don't let that
Yeah.
stop you. Put it as potential. So you can even list it out as direct partnerships. So the people that you're directly connected to right now that you believe assist with getting your idea on stream. And then you can have another section under that as potential partners, people that you want to reach out to, entities that you believe could assist you in the future as your idea goes. You can do that as well too. And then Nino and Brian would be able to look at both of those categories and tell you how feasible they believe it is from their experience, right? Another thing before you respond as well, I just want to remind you guys as well that remember everything here that we're doing, right? This ideathon is going to ensure or prep for your eligibility for the residency in Paris, France, okay? So remember, keep excited. Remember, submit your ideas. It doesn't matter how simple it is. It doesn't matter if you believe it needs work. That's why we're here. That's why we keep repeating this throughout our session today, right? Doesn't matter. Submit, and we'll help you to refine and streamline as you go. But yes, Shanika, let me know what you think about what we just said. And I know Brian and Nino can chime in as well too.
Yeah, let me just chime in real quick about the Paris thing. So I got an email from XRPL, and essentially they're looking for people who are going to be committed. Okay, so moving forward, even with this boot camp, we're going to be more like we're going to be stricter in our selection process. Okay, we want to see commitment. Okay, this is not just a one-off thing. As I said, this is your life, your lives rather. So we're looking for people who are committed. Then we're gonna push your ideas. We're gonna push your names to Hedera and to XRPL. For those people who filled up the feedback forms, expressing your areas of interest, we're gonna forward that form, and opportunities are gonna start coming your way. You just have to be prepared. Preparation meets opportunity. That's it. That's it. Barbara.
Hello everyone. So for me, I think my expectations were met beyond measures, basically because I was here to learn more about the blockchain ecosystem and getting to know that you don't have to be a developer, because I would say that I'm a newbie to blockchain. Though I have been volunteering to the blockchain spaces, I've been attending events, and most of them you'll find that they usually have this hackathon thingies. So getting to actualize an idea, getting to this space whereby you can actually pitch out an idea that you've been having without being a developer. I think that was it's really it's a motivating factor. And so yeah, so that's it. I'm just grateful for this opportunity.
Thank you so much, Barbara. David Dext.
Hi guys.
Yo, David,
My
what's
name
up?
is David X from Nairobi, Kenya.
Yeah.
So Brian, I work with Paul Makolaka. I'm the community manager for Abia University.
David, I know you, bro. You allow it, man. We do our due diligence. I know you were with Paul. We've been to that.
So for me, the expectations that I had was to learn more and connect, because it's from these boot camps that I was able to connect with my employers previously. You'll find that there are companies that want to come to Africa. They are looking for business developers. So it's from this bootcamp that I've actually meet my employers. So for me, I was coming to connect, to learn more, to know more guys in this space. And also, I got into this bootcamp with one question. And the question that I had is that, how could I improve my community management skills? But if you can remember, day one, during the guest lab, that was the main thing that was being discussed about community. And I got my answer there from day one.
Wow.
And yeah, so another thing was also, I was a little bit shy, I'm a little bit shy when it comes to these things with community management. But when I saw the energy that Gabriela had, Brian had, I was like, oh my God, I can also do this thing, So right now, I'm replicating the same energy to my community, Abe University. We are pushing. And also, maybe last question will be like, do you kind of have any resources whereby I can build my community management skills? Because I've been looking for courses in Coursera, or maybe connect to someone who is good at community management. Yeah, so that I can improve my skills. Then I replicate the same to our communities in Kenya.
We're gonna port you. Me, I like people who have like ambition and desire and all. We have something we want to do in Kenya. Devon is our risk management guy, and he's still deciding between Kenya and the Caribbean. Devon, I don't know what you're saying, man. Tell us what the plan is. But according to Nino, I think there's a plan for Kenya as well in terms of working with universities and building community. So, David, potentially, with Devon's permission, we could reach out to you. But Devon,
okay.
let's hear something from you, Devon. You've been a bit quiet today, Hank.
So I'm just jumping in, but not sure what that might be in reference to. I'm down for going for anywhere. I mean, as long as these bright students will be in attendance, I'm definitely wanting to be in the presence of them and just feed off that energy and just see how we can collaborate. But Brian, this is the last day, correct?
It is the last day. Monday's graduation.
Okay, since this is the last day, I'll just share this with everybody that's in attendance, just make sure that you give yourself grace throughout this journey. Make sure that you're being very intentional about your ideas and your focus, but also make sure that whatever initiative, whatever idea that you're trying to pursue, it taps back into your purpose ultimately. It's really important to do that self-examination of who you want to be, how you want to contribute to this world, and live within that purpose. Sometimes we get lost in the weeds when we are working, being inundated constantly, but really reflect where you've come and where you're going to go, and continue to walk in that purpose, and continue to prioritize your purpose, because what matters to you should be your focal. The rest will come. So that's what I was leave with everybody today.
Yo, Unc, bless you, man. Bless you. There's a question. Tabitha Miles, do you just want to unmute your mic and ask this question yourself, please?
Hi.
Hi.
Okay, I think it has been answered. I was asking like Nino said we should focus on one specific problem.
Right.
But since, for example, I'm creating an ecosystem, and an ecosystem has a main problem, then maybe other problems which are minor. So I was asking, like, should we just majorly focus on one problem, or and then leave the others? But he answered and said, if need be, the other problem should be addressed, then it's okay. You should now put it how the problem should be addressed.
Right.
Okay.
Thanks, Tabitha. Chukwuka Chukwueze, what's up?
Yeah, good evening, everybody. My name is, can you hear me?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, good evening, everybody. My name is Chukwuka Chibueze Emmanuel. I'm from Nigeria. So, first of all, I would like to appreciate the whole organization of the Blockchain Next group for this profound opportunity to be part of this great internship. So, as for me, coming into the no long term internship, my primary expectation was to expand my blockchain development skills beyond Ethereum, because I've already started building decentralized application on Ethereum. So I wanted to expand my knowledge. I thought it's going to be a coding intensive boot camp, but I'm not disappointed, of course. I'm still glad that I happened to expand my knowledge beyond the Ethereum blockchain, even to XRP, Ledger, and other kinds of blockchain. So I'm so excited because of this profound opportunity. And I am glad I have taken this step, and I'm looking forward to know how to give back to the community, and even presently and also in the future. Yeah, thank you so much.
That's it. Give back. To whom much is given, much is required. You have to give back, guys. You really have to give back. So, Princess Basay, what's up? Yo, Princess, you've been killing it on LinkedIn, man. Like, yo, mad things. Big up yourself.
Thank you so much, Brian. Good evening, everyone. It's here where I'm from Nigeria. My name is Princess Basi. First of all, I just want to shout out to Gabriel. I'm a big fan, Gabriel. Thank you so much. My daughter's going to the next cohort. And here we are. And it's been an amazing time just learning about Web3. I think one thing I really love about this bootcamp is that it's so much so non-technical, sort of like anyone can come in, like the lawyer, whoever you are, from whatever walk of life that you're coming from, there is an opportunity for you. And I think that's something that is really interesting to me. In Nigeria, where I'm from, we're still pretty much in the adoption stage of Web3. And I think that gives me hope that at least something is happening. And even just learning now that that's where we are, that's where we're going, I'm excited for all the possibilities, but more so, I really want to communicate to my community. I'm very passionate about creatives, business owners, showing them how protecting their digital assets and all of that really, really matters. So I'm grateful for this community. I just want to say that the legal group, whether on Discord or WhatsApp, you guys need to do more. Brian has warned us not to post rubbish on the TL, but please, guys, write any articles or anything that can be of help. Let us learn together. Let us do it together. I really, really want to still in this sector, and I'll be looking out for all your work. It's really nice to meet all of you, and thank you to the Blockchain Lex. I'm really happy for the opportunity. I will be following you up, Brian. You know me, and Gabriel and Palesa. And all, I couldn't find you on LinkedIn. I think I tried to go. Anyway, I'm calling everyone up and to keep discovering detail with my learnings. Thank you so much for the opportunity. I want to ask about sorry, I think problem we're supposed to solve, right? Does it have to be like a technical problem? Can it just be like something about education or something?
So for one thing, for LinkedIn, reach out to Evan. Evan is our face. I am a ghost online. You will not find me.
On anything.
No, Evan's the go-to guy. So reach out to Evan. He's the one that He's probably better talker than me anyway. I get excited. So he's the one you want to work with. Or fifth work. You should be able to find fifth work on LinkedIn,
Yeah,
I think.
the fifth work page is on
Oh,
LinkedIn,
Evans, yeah.
and I'm on LinkedIn. So yeah, please give me a shout out.
Okay, so
No, what was the question? I forgot the question. I'm sorry.
Okay, I was actually, don't worry. I was actually, it needs to be something technical because I assume that after we raise the idea, it might have to be built on the blockchain, if you say so. But does it have to be something like really technical or something maybe more educational or something like that?
Princess, your network is
I could not
horrible.
hear it.
Your network is horrible. We
I'll
couldn't
just
hear
type in
you. Still can't hear you, Princess. Fix your network. Yesterday was better. Today,
Something about an idea. Does it have to be blockchain? For Web3, yes. Yes, it has to be blockchain. I don't know if that was your question. But I mean, yeah. The idea is you're shifting control from the middleman to the actual producers and the consumers. And there's no middleman. It's decentralized. You're directly interacting with your customers. So if you have something like that, I mean, sure, of course, if it's a good idea and it's worth backing, why wouldn't we? But ideally, we would like to see blockchain and or Web3 content simply because its ability to transcend borders. It's here we are. We're all over the world.
Yeah, she's typed it.
She's
like,
typed it.
the
Okay.
idea have to be technical. I need to be something about consumer education.
Of course it can. Yeah, it doesn't have to be technical, and we can probably find solutions to it. Again, education is what like Evan and I do. So definitely reach out to us for that.
Okay, so guys, let's take 2 to 3 last questions. If you have any pressing questions, any clarification needed, today is a Friday. Just want to go kick back and relax as well. It's been a mad 10 days. So if you have any last things, comments, testimonies, whatever it is that you want to drop down, do it now. And, I realize some of you keep quiet and then you go to the group and start panicking and making each other panic, asking questions that could have been addressed here easy. You know what I mean? So, Karen Miano, what's up?
Well, hi guys.
Yeah, with the banks, sure. But I'm a Stag man, you know what I mean? Stag tastes better than banks, but it's not an advert. Hey,
Oh,
yeah.
hello. Can
Sorry,
you guys
Karen.
hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm Karen from Kenya.
Yes, Karen.
And well, this has been like a really amazing experience. So for me, I'm a backend developer, and applying for this bootcamp, I thought it would be more of like a whole blockchain coding, learning a platform kind of thing. But then I think I've gotten much more than that. Because for me, let's say blockchain was just something that I didn't really have that deep understanding of, but it's something that I knew like at one time I needed to understand. So for me, this bootcamp has offered me that bird's eye view. I mean, like a more of a mindset of like what's happening in this space, and being so broad-based, it has exposed me to like more opportunities, and I mean, in general, it has been a really eye-opening bootcamp for me. So okay, I think I had so much in my mind, but I feel it's kind of getting lost. But okay, for my question, it's about the XRPL Paris residency.
Yeah.
I think I'm not sure if it's last week, but I had them mention about their selection.
Yes.
They consider in terms of commitment, and if someone is committed to something else. For example, if they're in school and all. So I'd like to know more about that. If maybe being in school is more of how can I say?
I hear what you're saying. It's not a hindrance. It's not a hurdle. There's something called mitigation. You have to sell yourself. You have to say, despite me being in uni, for instance, I am willing to commit X and Y. Your life shouldn't stop kaboom because you're committing to XRPL. What if you don't get selected? You know what I mean? So once you get selected, you could potentially defer one semester or something. But those are things, and Nino and I and the rest of the team, we're here anytime if you reach such a decision. But don't stop your life, first of all. But put your best foot forward and apply, okay?
Well, there's also, partnerships. I mean, you can get with Brian, create like a legal partnership with somebody who does have the time to dedicate to it, an internship like that. So please put your thoughts together, put your package together, submit it, pursue your future, and if you need help, reach out for it. So you can, we didn't build Fifth Work by ourselves. There's 4 of us. We all play a part. So when I don't have time, hopefully one of my partners does. And it normally works out like that. So we're legally bound to, mutually benefit from each other as well. So you don't have to go alone. I think that, just for the fear of not having enough time or the fear of not being accepted shouldn't stop you from pursuing it.
Yeah. And there's programs all over the world. There's UK programs as well. There's programs everywhere. And we're starting conversations with new partners as well. You can be anywhere. It could be in Kenya, it could be in Paris, it could be in London. So just focus on finessing your skills at this point.
Where did you say you were from?
He's in
Kenya?
Nairobi, Kenya.
Nairobi?
Yeah.
Yes, I'm from Kenya.
Okay. Yo, Stan, what's up? Guys, literally, we'll have to have a hard stop at 9. So if you have those questions, if not, so Stan has a question. If there's no other question beyond Stan, we're gonna close early, okay? So
can I say something?
Yeah.
If you are a student, put that in your Ideathon submission. If you've already submitted something, just submit it again with the fact that you are a student. Because there's something that Evan and I have been talking about, and Brian, we've been talking about, and we might need your help. So please put that in there.
There's a question here. Wait, Stan, ask your question first, and then there's a question here from Ugochukwu.
Hello, hi guys, hello.
Yeah, Stan, what's up, man? Where are you from?
Thank you, Brian. I'm from Nairobi, Kenya. First of all, is
brother, big up yourself, man.
Enough respect, man. Enough respect.
Enough respect, my man.
Yeah, true. So first of all, I wouldn't call this boot camp. This is a state-of-the-art conference. I tell you, is it compliance? Is it registration? Is it? For me, I'll say mine is beyond. You've met the expectations and beyond. It was holistic. It was an all-round touching on all parts. So I think, I don't know, I really have a lot to say, but because of time, as you've said, I really look forward to, maybe getting to the next part that is after the Ideathon and getting to know more, because it was not it's a no long thing conference, not no long thing boot camp. So from me to you, mad respect. I know you're coming to Kenya. I'm sorry to say, no, you're not going to the Caribbean. You're coming to Kenya, man. Like, that's how serious these things are. Believe you me, mad energy and stuff. And thank you.
Bless up, man. Yo, Stan, listen, keep in touch. We are really looking for people with energy like yours. Yo, like literally, I feel your vibes, man. Like, yo, let's do this thing, yeah. So Kenya, August, September, thereabouts. We're gonna talk. Link up.
And believe me, Brian, I'm really looking forward. I really take you for your words. Like, I'm really serious, Brian. No, don't say that, September, we're there so big time.
Bro, guys. Tuko. Yo, two communes we there. Yo, hey, Bruce Kiprono, keep vipi maze. Marcela tio.
This is Bruce from Nairobi, Kenya too.
Mm.
And
Yo,
as for
Bruce,
me, it's
Ebu, chill out, fam. Nairobi, Kenya, where? Which hood you representing, bro?
I'm from
I'm a
Kabete. Do you know
recent-
Kabete, Brian?
Bro, I know Kabete, lower or upper?
No, Kabete, live and cash. I tell you, man, live
Yo,
and
bro, what you mean? Yeah. So, and Bruce, you're from Kabete as well, or that was Stan?
No, I'm from Ruiru.
Yo, bro, I
Ruiru is
know, I
just
know Ruiru. Yo, bro, I know them ends, man. Yo, heading towards Thika Road and thing, yeah?
yeah.
Bro, been there. Yo, holla, speak, my man.
I'm a recent finance graduate, and the only thing I knew about blockchain was the definition from one of the units I learned back in campus. So the bootcamp itself has been an eye opener and sort of I got to understand what blockchain really is. And when Chris was coding, I was like, "You mean coding is not quantum physics? It can be done. It's something that you just need to commit your time and learn to do. You can do it.
Yeah.
It's not like oh, I've met a number of tech guys, and what they usually tell you, they make you believe that things like coding are like quantum physics or something. But the way Chris did it, I was like, I can learn this shit and do it. So I've been looking for a
Question.
long time.
Is this the
Yeah.
Maka that won last one? Did you win the last Ideathon?
No, the person
'Cause-
speaking is Bruce from Kenya.
Oh, no, apologies.
Maka,
I'm
this is
sorry. No, I
Bruce
see the.
Kiprono.
No, apology.
Yeah. No, Bruce, go on, bro.
Yeah. So I've been looking for a long time to get into to understand it, like blockchain for like at my campus. I've attended a number of events, and most of the time it's sort of ambiguous. You don't get to understand what they really mean. They do a lot of like to express what blockchain really is in terms of how it works in real world. And these bootcamp has really opened my eyes, and thank you for that and for the resources. The experts that were speaking were from diverse backgrounds, and I've got to learn a lot about it. And thank you very much. Yeah, that's all I was to share.
Yo,
I'm
hey,
really
yo.
grateful.
No, we are so grateful that you've found something out of it, gotten something out of it. Listen, that's all we hope for, like to touch somebody's heart, and it's successful since that has happened. And for David to get what we were attempting on day one, like he got it on day one. Yo, David, big up yourself. Yo, Maka,
Can you hear me?
yeah.
Yes. First of all, I want to appreciate the entire team. I was part of the last year hackathon. I was part of the people that won the last year hackathon. It has been a great experience. I think after the hackathon, I was
Maka, your network.
able to have a community within my introducing them to what blockchain actually is. And it was part of the knowledge that I actually gained in the first hackathon that actually gave me the confidence to actually create a certain atmosphere.
Well, welcome back. Oh. I can't hear anything. Is he talking?
Maka's network is horrible.
Oh no, Maka, you're cutting out. I thought it was my headphones again.
Maka, your network is horrible.
Oh, Nigeria will not kill me.
No, Maka, don't worry. We hear what you say,
So,
man.
Maka, no, I wanted to say you have a great idea. You really need to pursue that. So don't give up. If you need a developer, put that in the chat right now. I need a developer. Or if you need, someone in Nigeria or somewhere else, put it in the chat. Whatever you need, don't not pursue it. You need to pursue it. Also, I saw that the other two winners were actually in here earlier. I want the best for you guys. You have killer ideas. We chose you for a reason. Please pursue it. Ask us for stuff if you need it. It's just ask. But we don't know what to ask you.
Adila has something to say.
I just want to remind everybody, right now on LinkedIn, they have a place where you can put your projects. This is something that everybody who attended this boot camp needs to put on their LinkedIn, that they attended this, because at the end, you're supposed to get a certificate. This goes into your education. This is something that is going to help people recognize you and say, okay, they're already 5 steps ahead of people who want to come into this industry. So be sure to update your LinkedIns, put that you're working on projects or the project that you are trying to pursue after the boot camp. Make sure you put that in as well. You don't have to put a lot of detail, but make sure you're doing it. That way it shows you are working towards this for your career.
Okay, Adila, loud and clear, we got you. So let's do this, yeah? Adila, could we come up with a form, and it's like a registration form, but you're not registering. It's like a wish list, and then you can action the wish list, because it's gonna be tidier on an XLS form as opposed to like following up on the chat on multiple messages. So I could create a Cognito form that's like a wish list, and then guys can dump inside it whenever they feel like, because I already have the developers one, which I'm
That's
gonna
great.
share with Hedera and with XRPL. Then we have the XRPL feedback one that I'm gonna share with XRPL. And there's this opportunity coming up next week. The person I'm talking to is on Safari. So when they come back from the Safari, we're gonna have a further meeting. Okay, so we got you.
That's a really good idea. Thank you for doing that.
Yeah, so we'll just take a brain dump. Adila, you wanna say something else?
No, I would just say I think Brian, I sent you the in WhatsApp to include into the WhatsApp group in case after we finish this call, where they can get the Web3 job career guide, so that it will help them to center themselves in their career goals and search.
All right, cool. Now, guys, allow me to give Paul Makolaka, who's been very instrumental in helping us with mobilizing Kenya, him and David Dext, like, our Kenyan community. We just have to be grateful to Paul Makolaka for the work him and David Dex have put into this. So, Paul, you just want to say something real small, like a vote of thanks, then we wrap this thing up?
Yeah, sure, Brian. So I really like to appreciate your team for putting this together. And as someone alluded to, this is more than a boot camp, because I think, we have attended some of these boot camps, some of these, hackathons, and I think this was way, way more than what has been out there. And so a big shout out to you guys, your team, all the guys that you guys were able to put together and bring to on this platform. I mean, that was just too much, too much source for knowledge. And I think going into the future, we need more of this kind of, initiatives. And then I would also want to, to thank, the Kenyan community, the ones that we mobilized and they came. In the Bible, there is that story of a rich man who organized, a bash or a party and invited people, and no one came. They all gave excuses.
Yeah.
So I really want to take this opportunity to thank all those that registered, and they did not just register, but they sacrificed their time, every day for 2 weeks, more than 2 hours. I mean, that is something that counts for something. So I really want to, a big shout to all of you for making it. And I can assure you that, In the Bible, it says something that, the law of seed time and harvest time shall never cease to exist, that shall never cease as long as the world exists. So count it as, this is like the sowing season for all of you. You have sowed in your time, you have sowed in your interest. A time will come when you will reap big. That is how the world works. So, and whatever it is that the speakers have said, have advised, please just follow them up. Even if there is just that one little thing that you picked from this, just run with it.
Yeah.
And I can assure you, in a few years to come, that will make you have a very different story. Thank you.
Thanks, Paul. So I'm gonna wrap this up, and I'm just gonna say something real quick. In Kenya, we say we're gonna say something small, and it ends up being such a long thing. So I'm just gonna keep it small thing. I'm just grateful to God for making me meet such awesome, like our team is just like the best. We all live in different corners of the world, but when we come together, we show up and show out for each other. And BLG would not be what it is today with the ideas, the radical ideas that it has without the team as is. And especially Gabby, I have a passion for education and teaching people, but I get impatient when I see people are not understanding. But teaching on the FLC course, and it was all ladies, like literally, guys, Gabby had a cohort of about 300 ladies from all over the world. I was the only gentleman in that class, and I was teaching that course at around 11 p.m. UK every day for 2 weeks. And from that point, I just changed and I said, Gabby, you know what? That was such a beautiful experience. Let's teach the whole world. So whatever you do with FLC in terms of eco-justice, climate justice and all, let's put some Web3 and shebang, some AI in that, you know what I mean? And she's like, yeah, we can even do a boot camp. I'm like, okay, let's do a boot camp. And we started thinking about names, like, should it be FLC2 or whatever? I'm like, nah, this is gonna be a short thing because Gabby, your course was a long thing. Gabby's course was about 8 weeks, right, Gabby? It was a long course. I was like, nah, this is gonna be no long thing. So, and I was like, whoa, no long thing? Yeah, it's gonna be no long thing, and it stuck. And I did a banner with no long thing. I sent it to Gabby and Keneal. Gabby was like, yeah, this is gonna work. Keneal was like, are you gonna go corporate with this name? I'm like, I don't care about corporate. We're here to change people's lives one by one, and it's gonna be no long thing. And it stuck. And this is our second cohort. And I feel like each and every student that reaches out and we have like an interaction, I literally remember names. Like yesterday, I was listing names. Like, I know there's Maka Yusuf. I know there's Abdul Jabbar Rahman somewhere. Like, I know someone's going to reach out to me. We had Obakeng from the last cohort. Like, I want you guys to don't think there's a barrier between us. If you need anything, even if it's legal advice, I'm going to give you legal advice. My legal advice is limited to the UK and to the Caribbean anyway. I'm not qualified in Kenya or in Nigeria, but there's some nuances, and we can point you to people, who can also help you to an extent. But do this like you're doing it like it's the last night of your life. Don't snooze on opportunities. There's always a 3-second rule. Even like when you're meeting a girl and you want to talk to her, and if after 3 seconds you haven't said something, don't do it because it's going to be a car crash. So in life, don't snooze on that 3-second rule. Like you see an opportunity, like Devon yesterday, he saw Chris's, was it Chris's or Adam's presentation? And he was like, nah, I'm going to jump on this. And Nino as well is like, no, I'm jumping on this. That's my own way of saying, I like what you're doing and I want to be part of it. Be part of each other's lives. Follow each other on LinkedIn. See what's going on. Be part of that community. Build this community. There's no Western solutions to local African or Caribbean solutions. The people in those corporate offices, they don't know what you're going through. And this is what Nino is telling you. Make it unique to yourself. Build that solution for yourself. And with passion and with preparation, you're going to smash it. So I'm so happy that you guys came through, and you guys are literally like regulars. I said we started off with 600 people. It whittled down, and we have like 100 to 70 regulars. And go through this experience. Let's take it to the hackathon. Let's take it to other projects. If you want us to bring something localized to you, let's do it. We'll find a way. Even if it's pointing someone like Paul in Kenya to do some activations for us in Kenya, we're gonna do it. Just like how Gabby and Kinil handle their ends in Barbados and all that, you know, and Palesa in Lesotho and Nino in Spain, Evan in Hawaii. Like, we can make it work. You know what I mean? So we're grateful. And we're grateful for Adila and Devon as advisors. Like, at times my mind goes rogue, wild, like a child. And they're like, Brian, you sure you want that? Like, you know, nephew, you know, think of Devon is like, yo, nephew, like, yo, just, you know what I mean? But we make it happen, and we love how we make it happen. So guys, just make it happen, and don't second guess yourself. You know, doubt is a dream killer. So let's do this. See you all on Monday for graduation. We're going to have crazy speakers. You're going to have Dean Armstrong KC. He's a King's Counsel barrister, like the leading barrister in the UK when it comes to Web3 and cybersecurity. We're going to have Sam Thompson from Grant Thornton, British Virgin Islands. He deals with insolvency and you know, asset tracing and the whole shebang. He can tell those of you who want to get into that line of work. Grant Thornton is one of the biggest auditing companies in the world. They have different branches all over the world. So come and hear, you know, come and listen. We're going to have Cesar Lopez from Super Team UK, which is like the education branch of Solana. She's going to be there. We're going to have our own Gabi and Nino and Devon and Adila, Palesa, you know, Nino, Evan, Paul, giving you their closing speeches. And we still remain in this beautiful community, helping each other. Don't let the groups go cold. Right now, the chats are open. Don't just rubbish it with the, you know, promo ads that are reckless and thing. Respect the community members. And if you have things to bring value to the community, let's do that. So I'm really grateful, and I'm going to wish you guys a fantastic weekend. Yeah.